Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how to find someone to help me write a book. It's scary to try and find book collaborators, and there's lots of people out there looking to rip you off. But by following the steps, you could find professionals who are happy to help guide you forward. By the end of this video, you'll learn some of the best places to find book pros and why your network could be a great resource. And stay tuned till the end of the video for a free opportunity. Let's dive in. There are lots of places you can go to find writers online. LinkedIn's one, Readsy's another one, Association of Ghostwriters. I belong to that organization. I highly recommend it. Another one is called Book This at bookthistalk.com. It's a monthly meeting place that myself and a couple other ghostwriters are involved with. It's just neat to be able to explore and connect with people and share book writing topics. Another source for finding writers is through Gotham Ghostwriters. That's another reputable place. So there are these options online. There's also places where you can go to find other people that I wouldn't necessarily recommend. Fiverr and Upwork are typical for finding inexpensive work, for finding people who are ready to help you, but you really don't know what kind of talent and expertise they have. You really don't know how experienced they are and how well suited they are to tackle the unique challenges of book writing. As with any of these spots, there's a leap of faith involved with hiring a ghostwriter, hiring a book collaborator, hiring somebody to work on your book. You can look at somebody's resume and really be wowed by what they bring to the table, and then you start working with them and recognize that they really aren't that good and aren't that talented and aren't really delivering on what you need, which is really writing in your voice and telling your best message. I find it's pretty common to start working with somebody and then find out that things aren't working out. Then see these red flags emerging. They're missing meetings, they're not delivering material on time, they're difficult to deal with. You recognize over time that this isn't a good fit and that you need to walk away from this partnership. But it really can be a difficult process to get there and take up lots of time and effort and money, which is what you don't want to do. You don't want to dump money and time into something and find out that you didn't get what you wanted out of it. Finding the right collaborator for your book is a scary process. And again, you could read through somebody's resume. They have great clips. They have great material. You find out later that it was heavily edited or involved multiple collaborators, that they weren't the ones who really drove this forward, and they don't have the skill set that you need to tell your best story. One of the best ways I've seen authors find book ghostwriters is through their network, is by reaching out to people that they know who've written books and talk to them and explore if they know of anybody who could be able to help them. If they know of anybody who can write their book or help them with their needs. A lot of times authors are very open for those things. Maybe they've worked with a ghostwriter themselves, or maybe they know of somebody. Maybe they've connected with somebody along the way. I look at one of my close collaborations, and it was really interesting. I got a text message from him recently, and he was letting me know of somebody else in his network who was interested in writing a book, and I was connected with them. It was great because there was this shared understanding. We all kind of were coming from the same place. They had a good idea of what I offer, and there was that rapport, that trust factor. I've been through so many circumstances with this client in the past. This is somebody you can trust. And I love that rapport. I love having that energy behind it where they can enter that first conversation with me with a lot of clarity around my process, around how I approach things. It's not this get to know you phase. It's kind of like we're old friends that we've already been through this together. It just makes the whole process that much easier, and it builds a lot more trust into it, because this is somebody vouching for me, and this is somebody who they trust. It makes it that much more likely that this process is going to be a positive one. From my side, from my perspective, it's interesting too to help connect authors with the book collaborators who can help them the most. I go back to a woman I connected with recently named Susan. Susan was a colleague of somebody I wrote a book with previously. This Susan, she needs help with her book. So she connected with me, we had a couple conversations, and the more that we explored, the more I realized that I wasn't the right person to help guide her forward. I easily, I think, could have taken the project, and I think I would have done a nice job, but it just sounded like she needed a different kind of support and a more specialized focus for her book. I knew somebody who had great experience with this focus, the same focus that Susan needed for her book. And I ended up connecting them, and they ended up working together, and as far as I know, it's gone tremendously. And that's a great benefit too. I mean, writers and authors and ghostwriters and coaches, we all kind of have this, book network of people that we've connected with. And I feel like if there's specialized needs for a book, I'm only one call away from somebody who will really be able to help them. Even if I'm not the right person. It's the same with fiction books. I don't write fiction books, but I know of people who do write fiction books. And if somebody crosses my path who has fiction needs, I can direct them in the right direction. It's a neat process to be able to connect with other writers, to collaborate, to know kind of who brings the best to the table, and be able to match them with the perfect project. As a ghostwriter and coach, it's empowering for me to know that not all projects are for me. Not all projects are best for me. That I can say no to certain opportunities that I know aren't the right fit, or that somebody else would be better suited for. So it's really interesting to connect with book pros and connect with others in the book space and be able to see opportunity and connect it with the exact right person to help drive that project forward. It's easy as a book writer to think about everybody else in terms of a race, as if they're running against you. Oh, someone's a best-selling author, someone has an Amazon bestseller, someone had their book out before you did. I look at book writing like it's golf. You're playing against the elements and you're playing the best that you can, based on your abilities, based on the clubs in your bag, based on all these different factors. But no one else is facing the same exact factors you are. All you can do is play the best you can, or write the best you can, write the best book you can. That's it. It's really just a singular pursuit, and it's all about doing the best you can and not worrying about what everybody else is doing. Because what everybody else is doing is just getting in the way of your focus, your goals. Everybody has different goals for their book. So you don't want to worry about what this person's doing because your goals are going to be different than theirs. So think of it in terms of you against the elements. Think of it in terms of writing the best book possible for you. And don't be afraid to reach out to people, because the right perfect person that can help make your book the best it can be might be only a phone call or email away. All right, now that you've learned all about finding someone to help you write your book, I have a free opportunity for you. The book process from writing to publication is not an easy one. It's a challenging one, and there's so many twists and turns, and there's so many opportunities from the author side and from the ghostwriter side. As you write and publish your book, you're going to have lots and lots of questions. And as a result, I recorded a course with a dear book collaborator of mine, Nate Woodbury. Just head to goodbookblueprint.com. You can click the link below. And through that course, you can learn all about the challenges, the opportunities, the pain points, the struggles, the ups and downs, the issues that you face when writing a book, and how to power through and write your best book possible. Remember, good ghostwriting makes great books. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.